I thought it'd be a good idea to show you side by side. This is the new refreshed Silverado. This is the LTD, so they're still producing the older body style. I guess they're doing what Ram does, and that's not a good idea. I don't like the fact they produce both trucks, but I get why they're doing it. They can still produce these trucks a lot quicker than they can the new one because of part change, things like that. But overall, for 2022 refresh, you do get a 10-speed now with the 5.3. However, this does have a 2.7, and this has an 8-speed. This one does have the 10-speed now running with the 5.3, which is a good thing. Now, as you can see up front, I really do like the overall refresh. I think it looks a little bit cleaner. It looks a little bit more bolder. Although I will say, this one doesn't look bad either. You do have a reflective style headlight for high and low beam. They did just add a projector style for the newer one with a reflective style high beam. And I think that this little piece here, this looks really nice. It just really flows well with the front end versus over here. Although this doesn't look bad. I guess I'm not saying that this looks bad. It definitely looks good, but I just like the refresh a little bit better. I guess it's something new to look at, and that's why. But overall, on this side, you do have incandescent turn signals, whereas this one has a sequential turn signal. Check this out, if I can find the key. So here's the new key. And if you were to hit the unlock button, it has a nice little dance for the lights. It's really cool. And then they stick on for a little bit. On this side, that's all you have. That's all you have. Lock and unlock. Just beeps at you and then makes you angry. This side, let's see what the lock does. I never noticed. Oh, yeah, the lock looks pretty cool. It's just a nice little quick blink. But the grill, I will say, I actually like this grill better. I think this grill is a little bit nicer than the newer one. What do you guys think? And here's just a quick comparison of the lights too. Have the low and high beams on with the turn signals. And then down below, this one does not have any fog lights. So you don't have any bump outs here. You have those tow hooks. On this side, you do have the bump outs. But realistically, this is really the only thing that's changed on this truck is the front end. I mean, the mirrors are still the same. Where they put the Silverado badge on the side is still the same. Wheels, still the same. Door handles around the windows. And yeah, I mean, even the material they put on the back of the tailgate, same. LED lights for the bed, all the same. Even up here. And I will say, even the back, I was actually surprised to see that they did not change anything for the rear. You would have thought that they would have maybe changed the tail lights or something like that. I thought that'd be kind of cool. But essentially, the only big differences for these two trucks is going to be the front end, or really just the front clip, I should say. So you probably could change the front end of the LTDs to the refresh if you like it better, especially if you want the ZR2 front end. That would be kind of cool. But that's pretty much the differences. So let's go ahead and start in the interior for this one. So right out of the gate, you can tell this is the old interior door. Doesn't look bad, but it's definitely aged for such a very new interior. Up here you can see you have, quite a bit of soft touch. Everything just looks plain. It's not bad. It's not good at all. It's just like, hey, I have a door card. That's what it looks like to me. Now let's take a look at the new one. Now, as far as this interior goes, this was well thought through. The stitching has a purpose. It runs down this way. It looks really good. Up here, a little bit more stitching. The wood trim piece is thin, it's vibrant, it has aluminum styling down below. The door handle doesn't look like an afterthought. The buttons, just everything flows well. This was a good idea. Like, this refresh should have been on this truck. And then the interior should have gotten better. I mean, even if you look at the speaker surround here, See how it looks on this one? I mean, it just looks so much nicer, like the aluminum trim around it. Just so much better design. Now let's take a look at these seats. This does have a power seat. These are cloth seats, come standard. I mean, and not much has actually changed here. Even when you look at the center console, not much has changed on this either. Now this one does have storage below. So it looks like they restyled this a little bit, but apart from everything else, it all looks the same. This truck does have aftermarket leather seats, but the seats are otherwise the same. Center console, pretty much unchanged too. All looks the same. You still have that storage down below. All right, so let's go ahead and jump inside. So we're gonna start with this screen first. So this is all gonna be analog design and has a small screen. So it's pretty cool. You know, it has a nice look to it. It's not too old looking. It has some color in this display. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the trip 1 and trip 2. Check that out. Pretty cool. And then as far as your home screen goes in here, it shows you your miles per hour, your miles till empty. It just looks a lot better, right? Now let's walk over to the refresh. Oh yeah, real quick, check out this steering wheel. Wow, so much better. So you have a screen for your cluster now versus the analog design. The screen, well, there's no screen, it's just a screen. A beautiful screen, vibrant color. Love the design. I mean, even as far as just their drive modes, they have like animation now for it. I think that someone really got in trouble with the last truck. I'm just gonna be honest here. Someone got in trouble because this is just night and day better. I mean, look at the design of all this, right? Look at the design. Steering, actually, the only thing I said in the last video that was wrong, this steering wheel is actually the exact same steering wheel in both trucks. So there's that. But okay, let's go through here. Let's go through here. Check this out. So your information is plentiful. Drive summary, trip 1, everything looks so much nicer, so much cleaner. Yeah. And if you want, you can change all of the information in each widget that you see here. And down below, you can do more or less information. You want the maximum amount of information? There you go. You can see your batteries, you can see your oil temperature, you can see your miles till empty, the range, and then your coolant. And then there's this guy. Let's just start with the push button start. I'm gonna go back to the other truck real quickly. Hold on 1 second. You see what I'm saying? They kind of threw this down here. It's a bad spot, whereas the new one is just perfectly placed right there. Now, as you can see, this is your display for this truck, and I don't believe this is the biggest. I think this may be like a 7-inch, but there's an 8-inch display. But you know, it's not bad, and I'm not going to sit here and say that it's bad. I think the resolution for the screen is good. Really good functions there. You know, the home screen on this is, you know, really easy to use. This is a simple truck. Like, look at the buttons, look how everything's laid out. Everything's just basically done. It's what you would expect from someone who wasn't trying, and they definitely were not trying with this truck. So let's see here. Home. This one does not have navigation, but you do have Apple CarPlay. You can move things around with this screen. I actually like it better than the other truck, and I'll demonstrate that for you too. But yeah, I mean, this is okay. I mean, look at the, you know, the vents for this, and up top here, decent storage. This is actually pretty deep too. But yeah, this is okay. But let's take a look at the new one. So check this out. This was not an afterthought. They really thought this through. You now have Google Maps on here. Huge. Bigger than Rams now. Bigger than Fords. At least it's wider than, I should say. But overall, really easy to use. You can customize this however you want. It's a lot more simpler to do too. A little bit cooler when you do it. On the right hand side you have, it's like a quick menu. Look at that. Give you a clock. Such a well thought out system. You don't get as much storage up top, but it's okay. It's okay. You have buttons down below the screen, and just everything's just easy to find, and just everything's just thought out well. And even the way the buttons look, everything looks nice. They did a great job. My hat goes off to GM. I mean, even the way this cover looks, it's just a lot better design. And there you have it. Nothing wrong with this interior. I don't want you guys to get this perception I'm saying this is bad, because this is not bad. This is just, if you don't want a lot of frills, a lot of people don't want that. So they're going to produce this truck because this is an LTD, it's a new truck. They're going to produce this because some people don't want the new design. Some people like this simpler systems. Easy to find buttons, easy to use. Some people don't even use half the stuff in their cars, right? So this is still a good option for some people, just not for me. So here's the older design down below. This is really the only thing that I see that's different back here. So they gave you 2 USBs, those are Type C's, and then just a regular power plug down below. Okay. And then here's your door card. Very basic. And then there's the after. So everything about it just looks so much nicer. And down here, even the way they laid out the USBs is just a little bit nicer. You have an actual power plug, the air vents, the whole nine. I figured I'd show this to you one more time. But here are the numbers for this truck. Be sure to pause it, but the max payload is 1,951 pounds. I did do a video on this truck before this one, so be sure to go check it out. And then here are the numbers for this LTD, 7,000 pound GVWR. Gross combined weight rating is 14.5. 3,800 pound rear gross ax weight rating. Curb weight is really low at 4,994 pounds. So you have a max payload of 2,006 pounds. And then here's some of your towing numbers there. Be sure to pause it. But hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. Be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon.